Okay, so just welcome everybody to tonight's Committee of the Whole meeting and just acknowledge that the Northern Rockies Administration Center is located in the heart of the traditional territory of the Dene, Cree, and Dene Saw people of Fort Nelson and Prophet River First Nations. We further recognize the rights provided by our treaty. Finally, we also celebrate the contributions and the enduring presence of the Métis people in our region. Please be advised that tonight's meeting is available for the public to attend virtually, is being streamed and recording. Are there any additions to tonight's agenda? Any questions or comments from the public? A motion to adopt the agenda? Councillor Andrews and Councillor Dickey. All in favor? Okay, motion carries. All right. So tonight we welcome a delegation from the Fort St. John Cancer Support Circles. I believe we have Brenda Baumeister with us tonight.
Sorry. Thank you.
No, that's okay. Don't worry. Yeah, welcome.
All right. So Lisa cannot find what she needs. Oops. I apologize for that. But I will begin, as of course your time is very, you got more important things to do as well. So we wanted to be able to present to you in your council so that Fort Nelson is aware of what we have to offer in regards to the supports programs we have. So for example, sorry, you're going to see a little baby in your screen. For example, when we began a few years back, Lisa and I decided that we really needed something for the communities to have. Now, in the type of supports that we have, is basically we have a gathering meetings. Now that's the second Wednesday of every month. Well, there she is. And
yeah,
so we know that for people away from our community, it's very difficult to be able to join in because we've tried these new meetings and that we will, if someone comes forward and says, yes, I really want to join your gatherings, then by all means, we will get back on that and figure that out. But for right now, we do have our one-on-one meetings. We can talk on the phone, that kind of thing as well. And the other thing we have is called the WIG program. Lisa, can you talk about the WIG program?
Ooh, the WIG program is something that we took on new this year because there was no one in Fort St. John looking after the WIGs. So the Hospital Foundation was gracious enough to give us a room in the hospital. We took on all the WIGs. We ordered a whole bunch. Well, not a whole bunch. Well, a good chunk. And we've also been kind of putting this on as a lending for the like a library, so that if people need a wig, whether they've lost it through cancer or any other disease, they can just contact us. We will bring them into the room. We have a chair. We kind of make it like a big event for them. And they try on wigs. We make sure that they styled how they want them. And then we lend them out for as long as they need. We give them all the supplies required to look after the wigs. And when they're done with them, they just return them back to us. Because wigs are very expensive for anyone to purchase them, anywhere from, I think Brenda said, $300 to almost like $2,000, I think, or $1,200, something like that. So They're very costly. So we've taken that on for them to do that, and it's been going quite well.
And the other thing is as we said, we offer mental, physical, emotional support, assistance in navigating and communicating with the healthcare teams, because sometimes people who've just been diagnosed with cancer have a really hard time. They may have lots of supports from family and friends, but a lot of times they just need that friendly stranger, as we say. And that friendly stranger is us. And the fact that we're not computers, we're in person, which I think is a huge thing for us, for them. Guidance on where to find information. We can definitely supply that. Resources for financial support. Again, we're able to navigate them to where they need to go, help them with their applications, whatever those kind of places that they need. And with the wig program, also, I wanted to add to that, we offer the wigs to anyone with hair loss. So it's not just cancer patients. There's many diseases out there, from stress to thyroid, that cause hair loss or hair thinning. We have a men's line and a children's line. And I think that's huge as well. Very important. And we're really trying hard to get out to the children and parents who are experiencing the cancer journey, because we are connected to all of the cancer agencies like in Fort St. John, in Dawson Creek, down south. But because most of them don't have children's treatments, they're done in the Children's Hospital down south or in Edmonton. And yes, we've connected to them in their area, but I think sometimes whether the information gets to them, but I think what happens is the parents come back to our communities and they can be lost. And that's where we come in, hopefully we're able to assist with that. Yeah, we just want, like I said, our communities to know about us. We are there for all of Northeast. So what we can do for you is something that we just have our heart set on.
And we do meet every second Wednesday of the month as well. So I mean, if there's people from Fort Nelson that would like to join in, we could really set up a computer and do it as a Zoom.
Okay,
Any questions?
great. Council, does anybody have any questions or comments that they would like to make?
Yeah, I'll jump in and just ask a question about, so what is it exactly? Are you looking for a town hall meeting? Are you looking to present to council? Because you did a pretty good job already. I mean, what are you looking to do?
Well, basically, we're trying to get out to as many people as we can so that the information gets out there. We have brochures and signs basically to be able to do that. I've connected to the hospitals and the labs up there, but I just felt that the more people that know it, which I think is great for the council and yourself to know that, because you're the best, you're one of the better places to begin at. That's just my feeling, and I believe that's Lisa's feeling too.
Yeah, thank you. Deputy Mayor Goering, I'm just wondering if the community roundtable would be a great place for these folks to interact, at least in an initial stage.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, especially if you have any promotional material that we can distribute through the community roundtable. And if you were interested in making a presentation, I'm sure they would love to entertain you. It's the first Wednesday of every month. So if you're interested, we can connect you with Shauna Malika at the Community Literacy Society, and she facilitates that group.
We would love that for sure. Now, my other thing is that a virtual, or is that something that we maybe could do is come up to Fort Nelson to do the presentation?
It's both. We have people that attend in person, but we offer a virtual option too. So we have people in Dawson Creek. I'm not sure, don't think Fort St. John, but some people in Northern Rockies that attend virtually at all as well. So it's both, it's a hybrid model. So for sure, you could attend virtually.
Oh, that's awesome. Even if we do virtual for the first meeting, and then, you know, in the summertime when the roads are a little bit better, Lisa and I could make the trip up there. Is there any way, okay, I'm going to ask a question. Is there any way that the community of Fort Nelson, or the, how do I put this, could help us to fund some fuel or anything for us to come up there? Just putting that out there.
Well, we'll make note of that.
Not a
I
problem.
have a question for you though.
Yes.
We're in the beginnings. No, you know what? I'm going to rephrase that. So we have residents that go down to Fort St. John and Dawson Creek for chemotherapy and radiation therapy. And if they were to go by themselves and needed somebody to sit with them, do you offer that service?
We absolutely do. As a matter of fact, that's something that we really opened up here in 2024 that Lisa and I really felt was important. I have brought it forward to the nursing staff in the clinic here in Fort St. John, as well as Dawson Creek. But I'm not sure if they're getting that information out there. So that is what we want to do. We want to be there for people in that capacity as well, because I think it's important.
Oh, yeah, most
Okay.
definitely.
Yeah. We have another committee that might be interested in getting more information from your group, and it's the Community Health Plan Steering Committee. So if you could send like some promotional brochures or a more inclusive outline as to what services that you offer, we can share that with the Community Health Plan Steering Committee, and that it's got all the healthcare professionals in the community, and as long as with Northern Health and with Fort Nelson First Nations. So that would be a really great place to share this information too.
Oh, that would be wonderful, Lisa, and I'm sure very excited about that. Do you have a contact for that?
If you send it to Jaylene McIver at the municipality here, and she can distribute
Oh,
that.
okay. She's the one that I think the information we sent her, and she's shaking her head. That must be her.
Yeah, yeah, that's her.
Okay, that's good. No, we will for sure. We really do appreciate that, because that's a big, huge thing for us, right? To get that information out there and for the communities to know that we're here.
Yeah.
Awesome. That is wonderful. I really do appreciate that's, like I said, the more people we can present to, the further it's going to go.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure.
I
Great.
mean, and the other thing too is, like, we're not affiliated with the BC Cancer Agency or Canadian Cancer Society. We are literally our own little people. And in our community. So I think that's another big asset. Yes, obviously, if we need information, we're going to help them get it from those places, wherever we need to. But that's just so people are aware that we are there as a community base.
That's great. And I forgot to do introductions at the beginning, so I'm just going to do a quick round. So I'm Lorraine Gerwing, Deputy Mayor, and then I'm going to shift to Kyle.
Councillor Kyle Andrews.
Jaylene McIver, Corporate Manager.
Alicia Gregory, Communications.
Erin LaVale, Deputy CAO.
Scott Perry, CAO.
Danny Souls, Regional Council.
John Roper, Regional Council.
Leslie Dickey, Regional Council.
Great.
And I'm Rob.
And then we
Fenton,
have-
Mayor.
Great. Thanks, Mayor. And we have a few staff in the room as well. So yeah, do you have any other conversation that you would like to have this evening, or?
Well,
I
I think we covered pretty much everything. Have we not, Lisa?
I think so. Just that if there are people up there that want to join a group like us on every second Wednesday of the month, then we will figure that out for them.
And we
Okay.
do have the email address, fsjcsc@gmail.com. And we do have a Facebook page as well, which is
Great.
basically Fort St. John Cancer Support Circle Society.
Great. Wonderful. Thanks very much. I had not heard of your organization at all, so it's interesting to know that you're out there, and we can absolutely share it amongst our community and see where it goes from there.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much for having us.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, who knew? Okay, number 6, reports, bylaws, policy. So 6.1, Committee of the Whole Report 21, Fire Smart and Wildfire Resiliency Committee. Mr. Cavalier.
Good evening.
Welcome.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor.
So, the report is before us. Would you like to speak to it, Mr. Cavalier?
So formal.
I know, right? It feels really awkward.
So, after regional council, passed a resolution to form a resiliency committee, we took upon ourselves to issue the EOI on November 19th. We had basically internally established a number of 12 to 15. That's what we used in the EOI. We'll talk about who applied in the in-camera later on this evening. So this committee is another step towards us being able to apply for funding from EBCM. There are 3 things that we need. We need a fire smart coordinator, we need a committee, and we need a community wildfire resiliency plan. So once those 3 things are done, we'll be able to apply for funding for field mitigation and or prescriptions in the future. So those are not on the table for this upcoming year. Okay. So the committee's intent will be to provide feedback on the resiliency plan and other initiatives. Our team will focus primarily on the 7 principles of Fire Smart. So really we're about educating the community and completing our CWRP. Those are the 2 main focuses for this year. Council also asked for a terms of reference. Of course, we will, after council approves the committee later this evening, reach out to the successful applicants and start the process of, I'm hoping we can get everybody together before Christmas for a quick informal meeting and then hit the ground running with an official meeting in January, where we'll start to develop the terms of reference.
Okay, excellent. Questions or comments from council? Mayor?
Thank you. I think it's a great idea. I think you might find that the committee might want to see a little bit more than sort of what you've got on the table right now, but that's certainly opportunity to talk to them and you know, do some brainstorming and find out exactly, you know, what their thoughts are with respect to where they might want to go. You know, I think they'll want to see this education start pretty quickly. I think that they'll also want to be seeing some, you know, some fuel reduction around the area. And you know, there's some low hanging fruit if you start with the education and you start getting people doing fuel reduction right on their own properties, then we'll see a big chunk of that starting to happen. And so yeah, it'll be very interesting. I'm not going to be back before Christmas. They've kind of changed our schedule out here a little bit, so I won't be able to make it back. But I certainly would like to see a meeting. You know, I think our meeting in January, the first meeting is 13th. Somebody can help me if I certainly would like to see a meeting by, you know, the 14th or 15th, where we actually can get the committee together and start doing some brainstorming and start putting some ideas on paper for sure. 13th is our next meeting. Yeah. So 14th, 15th, I think 17th, I've got to head back here, but yeah, I think we could probably do quite a bit there, and, you know, a half a day or something. Maybe we do a, you know, brainstorming and a dotmocracy, I think it's called, you know, exercise. And I'm sure we've got some staff that can help lead us through that. So I know we're going to talk about the people later, which is fine by me. So those are my initial thoughts before we actually start talking about people.
I'm just really excited that this is getting up and running. I'm glad to have Mr. Cavalier in the position and look forward to getting the community who very much wants to be involved. So I'm looking forward to seeing where this whole project is going to lead us. So,
Thank you.
Okay, any other comments, questions? No. Okay. Thanks, Mr. Cavalier.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor.
And welcome to the table in your new role.
Terry, the mayor welcomed you to your new role. I don't think you heard.
Sorry, Mayor. Thank you. I look forward to working with you on this project.
Good.
I'm gonna need some support.
Well, we're all here to help you out.
Okay, so 7, new business. There were no additions to the agenda. Any news, media, question and answer period? Anything from the public? Nothing to rise and report. So before I declare this meeting adjourned, is there any way that we can go into the, what are we calling it? Hold on. Nope. I want to make sure that I get the right name here. That we can go into the in-camera personal regional council meeting agenda because it's separate from our regular meeting. Once this is adjourned, I'm just wondering if we cannot call to order that in-camera personal regional council meeting. Mayor, your thoughts, please.
Yeah, I don't think you can call it to order from this meeting. You'd have to adjourn this meeting, and then separately call to order
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So
And
we
a
could
closed
do that.
meeting.
We could. Sorry, Mayor. So we could actually proceed with that, like adjourn this meeting and then proceed with the in-camera personal regional council meeting agenda. Yes?
Yes, I believe that we can do that unless we're expecting one more counselor to show up.
We are not.
Okay,
Jaylene is gonna talk.
go ahead.
So I would just offer, so we are required to provide notice of why we're closing.
Yep.
So council could agree, because we can't pass resolutions in a committee of the whole, but agree to close subject to section 91C of the community charter, which is labor relations or other employee relations.
Okay, so we'll do that from this. Oh, go ahead, Mayor.
I just say you would call a meeting to order and then go in camera. Call a personnel meeting to order and then go in camera with it. Right?
Okay,
Because you have to have a meeting. You have to have a meeting to go in camera from.
you okay with that, Ms. McIver? Good. Okay,
Wasn't
All right.
advertised. It wasn't advertised, but we can also, if we get unanimous decision, if we get unanimous consent, we can skip the requirement to advertise it.
okay. So can I see around the table, do we have unanimous consent to skip? What did you say?
No, we have to do that from the meeting. So
Oh, from the meeting. Okay, sounds
from
good.
the meeting,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm going to declare this meeting adjourned.